Ever since it was launched back in 2012, La Vie Est Belle has become a global bestseller, partly because of Julia Roberts' incredible smile, etched even in the flaken design. And now, after countless and countless of flankers, La Vie Est Belle got another version called Vanille Nude. And look at it, it looks simply stunning. The sparkling pink and silver wings adorn the pale pink opalescent hued bottle. It's so gorgeous, but what really intrigued me was the inspiration, because Vanille Nude was inspired by the feeling of biting into a delicious French pastry. So this fragrance should offer you a gourmand twist on the original La Vie Est Belle DNA with some florals, and that sounded so appealing to me. So I bought a 50 ml bottle as soon the scent was available here in Croatia where I live. I had a chance to wear it several times so far, and I hope this in-depth review will help you in determining will this fragrance be something you will love, something that will give you a taste of happiness as its marketing promises. So welcome back. My nickname is Miri, and on this channel we talk in depth about fragrances. So how it smells? Well, Vanille Nude opens up with a faint trace of bergamot, orange blossom, and also pepper, giving some sparkle to fluffy, bright, creamy, airy vanilla. Oh, it's simply pretty and enjoyable. The first time I smelled it, I wasn't able to notice that pepperish nuance, but now with several wears, that subtle citrusy pepperish glitter becomes more noticeable, but it's always only a subtle shimmer, keeping the sweetness and heaviness in check. In the top, there is also a solar note depicted as sunny sky on Fragrantica, and that is a fantasy abstract accord. Here, it gives a sunlit warmth and even some coconut nuances, not in a tropical or sunscreen way, but more in a toasted coconut way. And the reason why this scent remains balanced is powdery lactonic musk with a grown-up feel, while its milkiness softens vanilla into a smooth, fluffy vanilla ice cream type of scent without ever tipping into sugary, overly sweet direction. So overall, the opening of Vanille Nude has a bright, peppery, fluffy vanilla with a powdery coconutty milk and a touch of florals. Imagine eating slightly peppered vanilla ice cream speckled with plush jasmine petals as the person next to you enjoys dipping coconut macarons coated with powdered sugar in warm milk. The original La Vie Est Belle DNA is slightly noticeable and vanilla is a bit synthetic, but all in all, I really enjoy it. It's so fluffy, smooth, squishy, soft scent with almost tactile softness, and it's never too sweet. So it's absolutely lovely and pretty. The more the scent develops, musk becomes more and more present with a touch of jasmine, so that initially strong vanilla now shares the main stage with musk and some florals. But floral notes don't smell indolic or heady. They're very delicate, they're airy, powdery, and even somewhat fruity, but I cannot describe what kind of fruitiness I get in here. There's like a touch of it somewhere in the distance. And combined together, vanilla, white musk and sandalwood, they still have this silky, milky, coconutty feel, and that's why vanilla becomes more lactonic in the dry down, more powdery and richer because of soft woody tones that appear in the base of this fragrance. If you're not into woody fragrances, there's nothing to be afraid of here because sandalwood is super light. It's super creamy and inoffensive, giving some texture without ever feeling heavy or dark. Also, as the scent dries down, it becomes more intimate, truly fitting its name, and the reason behind it is musk. It's very soft, powdery and milky with no animalic sharpness. It truly fits that bare skin aura the name Nude implies. So what you get for the rest of the wear is a lovely, prominent, milky, powdery, musky vanilla with some florals, super soft coconut, and a touch of woods. It smells like a combination of eating cookies with vanilla icing dipped in warm milk next to white petals scattered on coconut butter. This is such a delicious, creamy, powdery, milky, soft scent that is warm but airy. Powdery but light, sweet yet clean, gourmand but never edible or cloying, and it's absolutely stunning. And what is particularly commendable in my opinion is that compared to extremely sweet original La Vie Est Belle, in Vanille Nude they managed to create such a fluffy, smooth, musky vanilla with a touch of sweetness that never becomes too foodie, too gourmand, too sugary sweet, or too cloying. The scent is brighter, airier, and more vanilla focused in the opening, and then it turns muskier and more powdery in the dry down, but it's beautiful in all stages, even though it may smell too simplistic at first. But how similar is it to the rest of the La Vie Est Belle range? If Vanille Nude was given to me for a blind test without any hints that it belongs to La Vie Est Belle range, I wouldn't be able to recognize it as a flanker at all. Compared to the original La Vie Est Belle, Vanille Nude isn't sugary, candy sweet scent because it doesn't have pralini the original had. Also, there's no heavy patchouli or fruity notes here, no earthy iris the original had, and even white florals. They are much softer in Vanille Nude than they were in the original. That's why Vanille Nude is a much softer, lighter, less dense, more vanilla-centered fragrance with a lot of powdery, milky musk and only faintly noticeable original La Vie Est Belle DNA somewhere in the background. So if you're not a fan of the original La Vie Est Belle or even any of its flankers, but you love fluffy, velvety, smooth vanilla and powdery musk, then you must try Vanille Nude with its creamy, milky, squishy, soft scent. It reminds me of other fragrances such as Lancome's La Nuit Trésor Nude and its delicious milky coconutty vanilla, or even Kayali's Yum Bougie Marshmallow, but it's not quite like either of them because it lacks citruses and rose La Nuit Trésor Nude had, and it doesn't have sweet fruits from Yum Bougie Marshmallow. Even though the scent does smell familiar, it has its own character, and probably the biggest difference compared to other creamy, milky, powdery vanillas is that Vanille Nude isn't overly sweet. It has certain airiness and it manages to avoid being too gourmand. That's why it's super wearable regardless of the season, and I love how it smells. It finally dethroned my favorite La Vie Est Belle fragrance, and that was La Vie Est Belle Intensament. So for its scent profile, Vanille Nude deserves 10 out of 10. Longevity is really good. I can smell it up to 8 hours on my skin. It passed the overnight test, but the projection isn't too loud. For the first 2-3 hours, it's moderate, and then it becomes an intimate nude scent. However, if you spray it on clothes, you will be able to smell it for a really long time. I sprayed it on my sweater and I could smell it even 2 days after applying it, of course in a much softer way, but it was still there. So for the performance, La Vie Est Belle Vanille Nude gets 8 out of 10. And now let's briefly talk about the cons and pros of La Vie Est Belle Vanille Nude. The first negative point is that it smells familiar and uninventive. Most people will find it pleasant, pretty and enjoyable, but precisely because of that, Vanille Nude might smell to some like a basic, powdery, floral vanilla that lacks creativity and boldness. Yes, it is safe and it does smell familiar, but that is precisely why most people will enjoy it, and those who dislike the original La Vie Est Belle, I think you should give it a try. You might like this version. And the second negative point is nose blindness, because many people commented they go completely anosmic to it. My mom is one of them. I can smell whiffs of it throughout the wear, but Vanille Nude isn't a loud fragrance and it doesn't project much. It's truly nude, like its name suggests. Yes, it's noticeable, but not in an overwhelming, imposing way. That's why if if you're usually into very loud, statement-worthy fragrances, quiet and gentle character of Vanille Nude, well, it might be a bit disappointing for you. And now to positive points. The first one is this is not overly sweet fragrance. When I saw that Vanille Nude was inspired by eating French pastry and that it features vanilla, I thought it would be overly sweet, like a literal gourmand with heavy La Vie Est Belle original DNA, but no, it's not. It doesn't have caramel, it doesn't have any foodie note, and vanilla is always balanced with powdery musk, so it smells luscious but sophisticated as well, and that's why the bottle isn't the only highlight of this fragrance. The scent is gorgeous as well. It's stunning, appealing, fluffy and soft, airy vanilla. And that leads us to the second positive point, and that is this is a versatile fragrance. Balanced sweetness, lack of patchouli, lack of other polarizing notes the original and other La Vie Est Belles had make Vanille Nude something that is so highly wearable, something that is so versatile, suitable for any season, for any setting, for any age group. And it smells modern but timeless as well. It's something you can reach for every day without too much thinking. So yes, it has signature worthy potential. If you found this video helpful, then boop the like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more content coming up. And also, that's a huge reward for all the effort I put into making these in-depth reviews. So, what is the final verdict for La Vie Est Belle Vanille Nude? I love it. I simply love it. I love how simplistic and fluffy it smells. I love that it has gourmand elements, but it doesn't smell realistic like actual baked goods, because solar notes and musky facets and floral tones, they all elevate the scent and give it a graceful grown-up feel. Also, Vanille Nude has addictive, milky, powdery sweetness that envelopes you in the most comforting warmth, and that's why currently this is my favorite La Vie Est Belle flanker. It's a compliment getter as well, which is always a welcoming bonus. When I wore this fragrance, my coworker said I smelled like vanilla glaze on a cake. So this is truly a beautiful fragrance that won't offend anyone. And if you're into vanilla, florals and white musk, I would recommend Vanille Nude as a highly likable, smooth fragrance with some artificial vanilla, but it's lovely nonetheless. Vanille Nude fits its dreamy pale pink bottle. It's shy but playful, sweet but cozy, delicate but very easy to wear. It's not as sweet as ad and campaign images show. It's not a syrupy gourmand vanilla. It's truly nude, pale, creamy, soft fragrance with a crowd-pleasing scent profile and the most delicious, airy, powdery vanilla. This is a very successful release. Yes, it is a simple, linear vanilla, but a really good one, and its simplicity is a part of its charm. So 3 words or adjectives I would describe this new fragrance with would be airy, fluffy vanilla, and my overall rating for the scent and performance is 9 out of 10. So this is just what I think, but now it's time for you to share your thoughts, your experiences with this fragrance, even if they differ from mine. Don't forget to click the like button, and if you would like to watch another in-depth review of another designer release, then check out this video next. I will see you there. Bye!